My name is Matt Regnier. I'm a lead outsourcing artist for Turbine. Titles I've worked on: Dungeons & Dragons Online, Lord of the Rings Online, an unannounced project, and an Asheron's Call.
Okay. Um, what was your path into becoming a technical artist?
I've got a little bit of a unique story in terms of how I kind of fell into it. Started out, had my degree in computer animation. Thought that I wanted to be an animator. Took a lot of classes around that, and then eventually kind of fell out of it. Started out as just doing web design and some graphic stuff. Fell into retail, and then took a temp job at Turbine as a billing support specialist, and kind of got in there and started looking over the wall, seeing what the creative team was doing, and thought that that was pretty cool. And started talking to those guys and just kind of picking up minor tasks. Started working with them, and then moved into technical art.
That's cool. Could you give an example from one of the titles you shipped where being a tech artist solved a problem, made the process easier for your team?
Yeah, definitely. I think well, a lot of times as a technical artist, I think just out of being lazy, you want to try and find an automated solution to something. So as you find that you're clicking on something, 8 to 10, 15, 20 times, one of the things that I had to do as an outsource manager is gather all the reference files to ship them off to the outsourcers that we work with. Very manual process, very laborious to go through and export, select everything, export these guys, kick these assets out, and we'll do this hundreds of times a day. Very time consuming, so once you start looking to see, oh, well, I think there's a way to automate it, look at a script, figure out how to do that, put everything together, and then now the click of a button, you can kind of boom, 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 done. You've taken a couple-hour task and turn it into a button click.
That's
so
fantastic.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. So you're coming from an art background. Do you draw heavily on that? Did you have to pick up some computer science-y kinds of things?
Not so much. I mean, honestly, I had a foundation in, like I said, with the computer animation, and they taught us some softwares. We had a little bit of an introduction to Maya, but a lot of it was kind of on your own. The things I think that I got most out of what was provided for me educationally, I do come from a traditional four-year program, is communication skills and sort of just being able to talk and articulate to people. Problem solving, math, algebra, geometry, like all that stuff that at the time I never thought was, like, why am I taking all this stuff? Now I use it every single day. There's always aspects of that you're drawing upon.
Okay. So what would be the most important thing for folks in game education to know about technical artists? Can we help to find them, to make them? Are they born? Are they made?
I think it's probably like a mix of both, but I believe probably the most important thing, at least what I look for in terms of recruiting younger artists or bringing guys in, is that it's the ability to communicate and the ability to problem solve. If you can learn and you have a good process for explaining to someone what the problem is, the steps that you need to take or that you think you might need to take to solve that problem, and then going out and doing that, that's a huge step in the right direction. Softwares, different skills, different programming languages, all of that stuff comes secondarily. Those are just sort of the tools in your belt that help you figure out the answers to those problems. So yeah, take those communications classes, take those math classes, those problem-solving classes, and work in a team, collaboration. So.
Okay. Anything else we should know? Anything that I didn't even think to ask that you would like? I want to say this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, it's been it's part of like your life mantra, right? It's what you put into it is what you get out of it. And if you're going to go to a program, be it a school, a trade school, a 2-year program, a 4-year program, a certificate online, whatever you decide to do, just work your hardest at it. Because if you're not putting the time into it, you're not going to learn it. People are not going to see that. They're not going to be receptive to the fact that, hey, I went through and I checked this box off. They want to see what you did. What were you doing outside of the class? What were you doing in the lab? What were you doing with your friends, your projects, your colleagues? These are the guys, and these are the things that they're going to be most interested about.